And heart will always beat skill. Vera will test that proposition.
These two guys sparred against each other in Austin a couple of years ago, and not terribly surprisingly, they have differing memories of what happened in the sparring session. Kirkland and his trainer, Ann Wolfe, claiming that Kirkland dropped Vera with a body shot. Vera saying nothing of the sort took place. Good little right hand inside there by Vera, but he's been down early in two of his last three bouts. Lennox went down in the first round against Andy Lee and was knocked out in 2 rounds by Jadon Condrington. 2 fights before that in the Contender Series, and already Kirkland has caught him with 1 short straight left in this early exchange.
Well, Kirkland definitely means trouble. He's coming after him. You know what he's going to do, and he just wants to test out Vera and see what he's still got, if he still remembers those days when they used to spar. So he's definitely got the mental edge on that.
Kirkland has been known to throw more than 100 punches in the first round as he tries to make his mark early. He's also been dropped in the first round as he lets his hands go and creates opportunity for the opponent.
The question about Kirkland as he moves up in class is whether his relentless aggression will take over from reckless aggression, where he's open to be hit as he moves in.
Well, he seems like he's has a little more thought patterns before he's going in there. He's not racing in there like he doesn't know what he's doing. He has something on his mind that he wants to really get to Vera's body, and this is what he's trying right now.
Well, you can see that Vera is tough enough to take what Kirkland has thrown at him in the first minute and a half of the fight. Brian Vera earlier this year was cast in the role of opponent against red-hot Andy Lee and went down in the first round, and then gradually weathered the Lee storm and ultimately wound up knocking Lee out, to the shock of Emmanuel Stewart and Lee's burgeoning squadron of fans at that moment, and set the Lee career back. But that was at middleweight. Now we're down a little bit, although unofficially Vera has gotten back up overnight to 171 pounds.
And let me tell you, Vera's throwing a couple right hands out there, but they've been very slow, and it seemed like he's telegraphing them. They haven't hit the target yet, and let's see if they can hit the target later on in a couple more rounds.
Kirkland walking him down, coming straight up the middle.
I always feel, Lennox, that a power puncher who's left-handed has an advantage because there are so few of them.
This is so.
2 good left-hand shots by Kirkland.
And Kirkland's getting through with his left hands. Very accurate with it.
Vera's landed a couple of right hands, but nothing really flush. Kirkland's shorter, straighter punches have carried the round.
And
Copy box numbers in round 1. Kirkland landed 33 out of 66. Vera 11 of 53. 27 of Kirkland's 33 connects with power punches. And you heard Ann Wolfe between rounds urging her fighter to watch for Vera to throw the roundhouse right. Down goes Vera on another left uppercut by Kirkland.
4, 5.
Well, Lennox, you showed us the
6,
uppercut between rounds.
7.
And you know what?
8.
That was a situation where, you know, Vera was trying to throw a punch, and Kirkland was listening to his corner and did what Ann Wolfe did say.
And it was a very short, quick punch.
Got under the right hand.
And there is blood on the ear of Vera. The right ear. Don't often see that, but those big clubbing left hands are taking a toll.
Good right hand that time by Vera. And he lands it a second time and goes to the well a third and a fourth time and a fifth time.
See,
No mystery in what Vera's trying to do.
Vera's trying to depend on the right hand. I mean, what he needs to do is throw the jab a bit more to disguise him throwing that right hand, so Kirkland doesn't expect it. Right now he's expecting it.
And incidentally, Larry, our tape room is telling us that the cut above Vera's right ear is the product of a headbutt, not of a punch. And we're going to see it between rounds. Apparently it took place right before the big knockdown on the left uppercut.
And Vera's not really showing too much good discipline when it comes to defense. He's just depending on that right hand. and he's looking really square in front of Kirkland, making himself a very easy target.
Well, Andy Lee landed more than half his power shots in the fight that Vera ultimately won.
Well, the question about a young fighter like Kirkland is, what if he runs up against a guy who can hang in there long enough to test him, not go in an early round?
That's sort of what's happening here. Vera has, gotten past this knockdown. He looks a little wobbly legged, but he's throwing shots, and he's knocking Kirkland back here and there with loaded up right hands.
Well, Vera's style, he's just leaving himself way open, and he seems like he's just throwing haymakers out there. And if he's not too careful, Kirkland's going to counterpunch him with a terrible shot.
Hands up, man. Grab him, baby. Grab him. He's mud. Right.
See, Vera's hands are down. Square up to him. He's going to get caught some punches pretty soon.
Vera's trying to portray that he loves a good brawl. He's got a big grin on his face, even while he's getting pasted by James Kirkland, who's landed nearly 35 punches in this round to a single figure landed number for Vera. I mean, the difference in speed is pretty big. And a second knockdown in the round. In the closing seconds of round 2, Kirkland knocks Vera completely around and face first into the ropes. And Vera has a look on his face like, oh, gee, how could you call that a knockdown? And then grins widely as he walks to his corner. And Lennox, we talked about the knockdown. Watch the headbutt and then the uppercut.
Good barrage of punches, and, Vera was off balance, open, and very susceptible to get a punch, and that's what happened.
Did you see the headbutt there?
Yep.
I must have missed it.
Yep, there's a brush of the heads.
Oh, that's what opened the cut, too. It was more of a nose butt.
Now here's the knockdown at the end of the round.
This is Vera leaving himself wide open, squaring his body up, totally off balance, and he got hit while he was off balance.
Get your shit back.
Can't keep getting dropped, baby.
Right. You get close, you tie him up. Okay? You're in this thing. There's no problem. You're banging him, you're hurting him. When you're hitting him, you're hurting him, bro. Okay? So keep going to your left, on the outside of his foot.
I love you. Lead right hand.
Kirkland says pressure busts pipes.
Back.
Talking about numbers in round 2, James Kirkland very efficient. 37 landed punches in only 62 attempts. Vera, 8 of 60.
Pressure can also bust opponents, is what he's saying. Is Kirkland doing enough with his right hand, Lennox?
He could do a little bit more. He's doing the right thing right now, hitting him to the body. Now we need him to hit him to the head, fake to the body, and throw some up to the head like he's doing right there.
Watch inside.
But he should use that jab a bit more, because Vera is very open, very wide with his stance, and off balance. He's doing a better job of being on balance right now, but he's getting caught some awful shots.
A right hook. What a chin Vera's showing. He's standing up through some hellacious shots from Kirkland.
Back on the inside.
Probably the first time in his career that Kirkland has run up against a guy who can take this many shots.
Well, Kirkland has gone the distance 3 times, and one of them was a 10-round fight against Ossie Duran. She won by unanimous decision a couple of years ago, or actually a year and a half ago, June of 2007. But obviously most of them have been brief knockouts.
Kirkland's pouring with his jab right now. He should really keep that snap on it, because he wants to keep Vera occupied with that jab so he can land that straight left.
Well,
Good left.
Yeah, Vera's just making a tough man contest out of it. And if Kirkland wants to make it the same, he seems happy with that kind of showdown.
Watch that head. Stay off the head. Cut it out.
Yeah, Kirkland seems caught a little betwixt and between, as though there are moments when he wants to box, but then it's so easy just to trade leather with Vera. This wild slugfest begins to emerge. I can't tell whether there's a little swelling around the right eye of James Kirkland.
Now go in there.
2 body shots get Vera off of him.
And, you know, Kirkland's doing the right thing because Vera's body looks a bit soft. And that's all he needs to do, soften it up a bit more, then go to the head. But Vera's very off balance when he's throwing his punches. If you notice, after he's throwing his punches, he puts his hands down and he's looking to hold.
I'm thinking of the immaculate craft that young Andy Lee has already shown in the middleweight division. He's got to be looking at this and thinking, how did I lose to Brian Vera? There's something to be said for just being tough.
But guess what I need now? That was better. In the water. Take a deep breath. In the water, Pop. Hey, James, hold him.
Hold on, take a breath first.
Take a deep breath. Hey, check this out. Your arms is out. Hold them elbows in tight. Relax, take a deep breath.
Breathing.
How you doing?
Keep breathing.
Yeah.
No, you're doing fine, man. You're coming back.
More water.
Okay? You got to throw straight punches. Take some in. Take it in. Take some more. Take it in. Okay? Just keep coming to your left, champ. Take one more in.
And you were looking at James Kirkland landing some good left hands, really dependent on the left hand in this exchange of punches more than the right hand.
Although he mixed in one right hook. Power punches in the third round. Kirkland 23 out of 37. Vera 7 out of 40. Harold, how do you have it through 3?
Okay, Jim. 3-0. 30-25, James Kirkland. You know, you score 2 knockdowns in a round, it becomes a 10-7 round, which is the reason why he's winning by 5 points. Jim, that second knockdown, Brian Vera went into the ropes. If a guy goes into the ropes and the ropes are holding him up, referee Victor Ekulich was absolutely right in considering that a knockdown. And to answer Larry's question about Kirkland's right hand, now he's pouring with it. In rounds 1 and 2, he snapped the right jab, but now he's basically pouring with it, and he's become strictly a left-hand puncher.
He's also eaten a couple of big right hands from Vera in this round, but Kirkland shows you that he's got a pretty decent beard too, as he sees those big shots coming and stays aloft. Larry, I knew you'd be intrigued with some of the training methods that Ann Wolfe uses with James Kirkland. They are among the most unusual we've ever encountered.
Yeah, she gets on his back for 3 minutes. She gets 4 guys wrestling him on the mat. Everything is about toughness and conditioning. And she has an assistant, Pop Billingsley, which comes right out of Central Casting, who also works on strategy and tactics. But this is a good test for Kirkland because he's in with a tough guy who's taking most of his punches.
And Vera seems like he's a bit weary in there, a little arm weary. Kirkland's just taking his time. Needs to throw a different array of punches. Obviously more right jabs because that's really hitting the target.
Vera continues to have this large grin on his face, as if to say, there's nothing I wanted to do more today than to get the wrong end of a Pier 6 brawl in Las Vegas. I wanted to bleed. I wanted to go down. I wanted to get hit with a lot of big left-hand shots.
Keep him up, guys.
A couple of good body punches from Kirkland. That's probably the best way to get this piece of business done, Lennox.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing the right thing. At least he's hitting Vera, and he's hitting him in the right places. Keeping his hands down while he's punching is not a good thing for Vera because he's in up against a guy that loves to punch combination punches. And if he gets hit with one while his hands are down and he's hurt, then he won't think to put his hands up.
Another huge right hand from Vera. And again he nails Kirkland with a big right hand. Maybe that's why the grin is on Vera's face.